Hello, how's everyone doing? So I'm back with another one of my divine messages that came to me in the form of dream download. In this dream, I saw goons running towards my house. I mean, there was always a goon or two coming to the house that I lived in and picking up a girl or two. Every single day they would come, they would take one girl with them and kill them and unalive them. Shouldn't be using that word. So yeah, that happened. We were all girls in this house and we would run, we would try to hide, but one by one, every single day, somebody would be caught and unalived. So by unaliving through this dream, I know that this is not actual unaliving. This is actually sacrificing the person, their spirit, for something that the society wants. In our society, currently, the world is in a negative space. Okay, the men, especially the patriarchy, is towards helping these men or these women maintain that patriarchy so that women keep serving these men. So they resort to violence, they resort to forceful actions, they resort to forceful words, abusive words, abuse, imagine whatever kind of abuse, emotional, financial, any kind of abuse. They abuse these women to serve them, to serve the men, to serve the patriarchy. So every single day we hear in news some girl or the other keeps getting sacrificed. We keep hearing things where the woman cannot follow her dreams. The woman cannot even express herself clearly. The woman cannot live how she wants, cannot follow her passions how she wants. And if she do decide to follow her dreams, she is either cut off family support, she's either cut off her husband's support, her in-law support. There is some form of major sacrifice where her soul is ruptured in a way where it's difficult to survive in this world. That's what it means to be getting unalived every single day. So every single day, if one or the other girl was getting unalived by these goons. Okay, society is not matured enough. Otherwise, I would be seeing civilized people. I'm not. So that means in your life, somewhere you're surrounded. Either this is an environment, or you come from a culture where you're surrounded by men who are not as civilized or as open-minded or as people with critical thinking skills, people with empathy. Yeah, that's lacking in these men. That's lacking in this society. And since the society is serving these men, it's lacking in the people overall. So that's happening in the opening scene. So this one time when they came to my house, the house with all the girls, I ran. I ran for my life because I was done hiding. I was done running in the house. I ran and jumped from the building. And this was a government building of sorts. So I jumped into a government building. I kept running. I kept hiding behind the bushes, but they came after me. So I ran, I ran, I ran. I kept running until I hid between this two cars in a parking lot. There was a big parking space that was empty, and I thought I would be safe. But I was caught. This lady policeman caught me. She came with a dog. She caught me. She created a whole scene. And soon after, a lot of public accumulated there. So, what's happening in this part of the dream is in your life, you must be running from people like this, people who don't have the critical thinking skills, people who lack empathy, men who don't understand what the woman wants, men who don't know how to cater to the woman. And you have been running from these people, and they keep running after you to sacrifice you, to make you the next person to cater to them. And you don't want to do that. You are a free bird. You don't want to do that. And nobody should be sacrificing their own lives, their own dreams, or their own hopes, their own hobbies to cater to somebody else. Everybody should be serving their own selves. And if they can, they should be helping the other person. And only when you fill your own cup, can you provide for another. If your own cup is empty, you cannot give to any other person. Hopefully, the society in the next, I don't know how many decades, will come to that understanding because I have a feeling this is going to take time. So you kept running from the society, you kept running, but at one point you were caught. You were caught, and authorities were called. These authorities could be your parents, your elder siblings, somebody who was the flag bearer of patriarchy. This could either be a matriarch in the family who's like, what are you doing? Why are you running away from this responsibility? You have to cater to these people. They came after you, you were caught. In the next part of the dream, I was actually surrounded by very village like ladies. So I saw Marwadi ladies. Okay, in Rajasthan, we got Marwadi ladies, right? People dressed in very traditional attire. So these women surrounded me, and I begged them, like, please don't hand me over to these people. They are going to unalive me. Please don't do that. And I kept begging for that. And these people, the women surrounding me, asked me 20 lakh rupees. And I said, you know what? I can give you in installments. I cannot give it right away. I can give it in installments. So I was ready to even pay money to get out of this situation. So there were moments in your life where you were ready to throw money, where you were ready to lose enough money to run away from these people, to run away from the society. Maybe you rented an apartment, maybe you flew to a different country, maybe you left your state, you did something where you wanted to just be away from these people. You wanted to get away from these people and experience freedom, live your life how you wanted, pursue the career that you wanted. And people demanded money. Okay, you lost money, and the ones that knew your secret or knew about what you were up to, they demanded money, and you were ready to give it. Okay, I don't know if you did or not, but you were ready to throw money to just get out of that cage that patriarchy had built around you. These women, the ones that are around you, the village women, they were giving absurd ideas. They were giving very absurd ideas because in the dream, the lady told me, you know, why don't you go to Pakistan? Nobody will be able to touch you there. Such an absurd idea. Pakistan is no better than India. Okay. So yeah, they gave me absurd ideas, and I knew these people don't have those skills, the emotional capacity, the mental capacity to understand my situation or what I'm going through or what is going to happen if I get caught or get stuck in that situation. The crowd around me in that situation where I was getting caught was all village like people, all goons, all um lower wage people. Imagine the people in the society who lack those skills, who will sacrifice their women for you know for a little bit of money. Those kind of people, those had surrounded me in that parking lot, and I didn't know what to do. I was stuck, I was begging, and I at some point screamed, is there a senior officer I can talk to? Is there a senior officer I can talk to? And I was screaming that. Nobody responded, nobody even understood me. So this says that you are in a place where nobody understands you. If you tell them you want this kind of life, they will ask you why. Because we are providing you with everything, and whatever they are providing is not everything. It's not life. It's just a cage, maybe a beautified cage, but it's still a cage. And nobody around you understands what you actually want. You want freedom to pursue your life how you want. And these people are not willing to give you that. They are not capable of giving you that. They are not capable in any way, shape, or form. So you ask these people, you knew that none of them were capable of providing you what you wanted. So in this dream, I ran again, this time, like one of the villager lady held my hand. So I removed my hand. I untucked. I decrease me there. That meme. What's the word? So she was holding me. I let go of that grip, and I ran, and I jumped off of that parking lot. The parking lot was at a height, I think No, I'm assuming it was around 10 feet or more, or 16 feet, something very tall. So I jumped from that parking lot and I ran for my life. But this time when I ran really fast with like supersonic speed. And I loved how fast I was going. This was superhuman. In the dream, I was running extremely fast. People could not even spot me after like 5 seconds, I was gone. And this time I kept running until I found this government building. This was an officer's residence. Yeah, this was an officer's residence. I climbed up the stairs. There was a lot of stairs. And the stairs were optically illusion, as in I couldn't see that I was climbing. It seemed like it was just steep road, but it was actually steps. It was painted or built in a way where you couldn't see that those were actually steps in the dream. I couldn't tell that those were steps, but those were steps because I was walking them. So you are in your life at a place where you're climbing up, but it doesn't seem like you're climbing up. It seems like you don't know where you're going. You can't tell your step. You don't know when you took a step, and you can't see your step. You're just walking forward and you are actually going up, but it seems like you are going just forward. So that's what's happening in your life. It may not seem like progress, but progress is happening. And you are now in an officer's residence, right? So once I reach there, once I am up there, I kept acting casual. Maybe I was not used to being in a place with civilized people. So I acted like I am very casual. I'm okay being here. I belong here. So I was just acting. When I was very much uncomfortable, I was very much afraid of getting caught by these goons. So there were officers around. I avoided them. There were officers, their kids. One officer was saying something to his wife and joking and looking around for validation. You know how when people joke around and they look at other person and they also smile in a social situation. So that's what happened. This officer said something and he joked and I smiled, he smiled, and I thought, damn, I shouldn't be communicating with these people in any way. Otherwise, I'll be caught. I'll be handed over to the goons again. But it was just this very 143 on the timer. It was just a very heartwarming situation. He was just cracking a joke. He was looking at me, and that's it. That was it. Wasn't caught, wasn't handed over, right? I felt human again for a second, and I removed the bright colored poncho that I was wearing. So, wherever you were before, you stood out. You stood out so vibrantly, so differently. You seem like this person that belonged somewhere else. And that's why people hated you. That's why people targeted you. That's why people made fun of you. But they did not understand that you were different. You were this vibrant being that belonged somewhere nice. So you were in that place being treated like shit when you should have been in a better place. So in the dream, I removed the poncho that I was wearing, the bright colored poncho. And then I was actually feeling better that I am allowed to look like myself. For a very wild reason, when I removed that poncho, I did not fear too much that I'll be identified, that I'll look like I'll be caught. I was okay to be myself. I was okay to not hide. I did not feel the need to just go and hide somewhere. I was okay to be seen. Even though I was hesitant, I was still okay to be seen. I actually saw the officers' kids perform. They were practicing dance moves, and it was very synchronized. I liked what they were doing. I saw the discipline. I saw the civilized environment, and I was happy about it. So there was a lady in the dream, and she was saying, "Who has sprinkled these ashes here?" They were ashes sprinkled in a line, And you know how when you're carrying a bag and there is some powdery stuff in your bag and somebody pricks a hole there. So when you carry that bag and you keep walking, you sprinkle that powder wherever you go. So I thought maybe I had dropped that ashes, I had dropped that rock um, on the ground, and maybe people can track me now. So I got afraid suddenly that I can be tracked, that somebody is looking for me, and this woman may inform the goons again that somebody has been dropping the ashes and it's coming from this lady's bag. So the ashes represent detachment from the ego. So as you walked this path, as you walked through those stairs, you were dropping your ego one by one. Maybe you stopped resonating with your job, maybe you stopped relating to people, maybe you stopped looking at life as it is, you stopped having interest in the daily life, in the menial things, in taxes, in government, all of these things seemed very different, not where you belonged. You seemed more of the soul, more of the spirit than of the physical. You did not care what you wore. You did not care how you looked like. You stopped relating to those things in a way. I hope I'm making sense. You stopped wearing clothes to appease to others. You are wearing things that interest you. You're doing things that interest you, that makes you feel comfortable. You have stopped serving the world. If the job was not resonating with you, if you did not like the job, you quit. If you did not like a certain environment, you quit. If you don't like a certain group of friends, you left them. You are not attached to them. Like if you leave this friend group, you will be ridiculed, you will be this, you will be that. You left all of that. You don't care what anyone says. You don't care if they mock. You don't care if they understand you or not. You understand yourself, and that's more than enough. God understands you and supports you. That's more than enough. So you have been dropping that ego one by one, and you don't understand the kind of wonders it's been doing for you. You have started doing things that you were too afraid to do. You have started looking like yourself. You have started acting like yourself. You have started picking up on things that you did as a child, where you were carefree. You did not care about people. You did not care about your parents, whatever they conditioned you to believe in, whatever your friends conditioned you to believe in, 3 on 3 on the timer, 303 on the timer. If your friends think something is funny, something looks funny on you, you still wear it because you know what? You like it. You like it. You have stopped appeasing the world. Ignore my hair, just washed it. So you have stopped appeasing the world. You're only living for yourself, your own spirit. That's what you care about. That's what you cater. You care about God. Whatever He tells you, you have stopped believing the world. You have seen too many betrayals in your life. You have seen the closest of the people betray you, put that knife in your back time and time and time again, and you're sick of it. The only person you trust in this entire world is God and your spirit guides. That's all. And it's been leading you places. It's been giving you the results that you always craved. It's been taking you places which these people, these family members, these friends couldn't give you, couldn't fulfill your soul. They judged you, if anything. They mocked you. They laughed at your face. They bitched about you behind your back. That's what they did. And now that you have moved away from all of that, anything that does not cater to your well being, cater to your spirit, you have moved away from that. And that's dropping your ego. That's dropping anything that seems nonsensical to you, not catering to your spirit. That is what we have done. Okay. So you're only going up. You're only going up, and you are in a very civilized place where people understand you, where people are looking at you with empathy, the empathy that your parents should have given you, your friends should have given you. That's the empathy, that's the love, that's the kindness that you're going to experience at this phase of your life. That's what's going to happen. That's what you're attracting. It will continue to happen. You cannot shake that off because it's God Himself that has put you in that place. And no human can put you down. No human can bring you down. They don't have the guts, they don't have the power. They cannot play with God. God doesn't play with you. He's there with you, he's supporting you, he's right behind you. You can talk to him and he will answer you because he's been answering me. And this dream was about me. So I know it's about you too. If you found this video, this is about you too. So yeah, I thought the ashes were inauspicious, that I will be caught, that the friends that I'm dropping, the relationships that I'm dropping in my life is inauspicious. People will look down on me, people will hate on me, they'll tell me, who are you to drop these friends? Who are you to drop your family members? Who are you to decide what you want to wear, what you want to, how you want to express? You know, you thought you will be reprimanded for that, but it's not happening. It's not happening, not in this phase of life. It's not happening. So in the dream, in the end, I kept waiting to be followed or caught, but nobody came. Nobody came. I actually waited a really long time before the dream ended for me to be caught, for me to be caught and put in that jail again, to be put in that house where one by one every single girl was getting unalived. But none of that happened. I kept waiting. None of that happened. So you are in that mindset where you feel like you may go back to that place where you just left. You may be put into spaces that you hated. You may be put into jobs that you hated. You have to cater to people that you don't like. You have to leave your aspirations, your hopes, your dreams behind to cater to people. And I can assure you right now that you don't have to do it. You're not in that place. You can keep anticipating something bad happening to you, but it will not happen. I really waited a really long time to be caught. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. The confirmation that I saw was 1321. So you might be seeing a lot of 321s, and that's a confirmation that you are in this place. I also saw 555111. So this is a divine change. The God is orchestrating this change in your life. God is orchestrating it, nobody else. So this change cannot not happen. Okay, it's going to happen. You will reach here or you are already here, and nothing can shake that feeling from you. You will know if you're there or you are very close to being there. I also saw 122 and 123, meaning you're slowly getting towards this place or you're almost there where nobody can touch you. Even now, I have a feeling that nobody can touch you. Nobody can touch you. It's on you whether you take their words seriously or not, whether you take their actions seriously or not. But you're this close to just telling God, you know what, I don't like this, and they'll remove that thing from your life. So you're in a very safe place. Nothing is going to touch you. Nothing is going to hurt you, and all is going to be great. So that's the message I had. Let me know if it resonated, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.